Hey guys, in this video I want to walk you through how to install the newest version of Windows 10, which is 21H1. So I went out to Microsoft's website here, and you can just Google download Windows 10. It should be one of the first links. The first option is to update now, and then the second option is to download the installation media. Click on this option here, and it will allow you to create an ISO, which I have already done right here. Windows 10 64 21H1. So now I'm going to open up my Hyper-V manager, go to new virtual machine on my host here, and then I'll just call this one Win 10 x64 v21H1 -2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Yeah. Then the reason I'm doing it 2 is I already did a 1 earlier, just to see what it was gonna look like, but to do it with you guys, we can go ahead and create version machine number 2. I'm going to store it in a different location with my virtual machines on V drive. Create a new folder and paste it there. Click next. This is going to be a generation 2 UEFI. We're going to give it 8192, 8 gigs of memory, and we're going to connect it to our management switch. I have got about 63 gigs, 363 gigs. All right, so let's give it 33. It's not big. Typically you want more than this, but just for this little tutorial, I'll give it a small drive, create that one, and we have the ISO on our desktop here. Kick that off, click next, and finish. One more thing before we actually power this on is we want to go to settings and increase the processor. I don't know, typically it only gives you one virtual processor, so I'm going to up it up a little bit. Confirm that the first boot device priority is the ISO, and confirm that we do have we are on the management switch, and I will hit apply, okay, and we will power this bad boy on and hit enter to boot to the virtual DVD drive. Accept the defaults here for United States in English. We will install now. One thing I could have done, all right. So I don't have a product key, so I'm just gonna select the I don't have a product key, and I am typically going to choose the Win 10 Pro. That one allows for a lot more other features, including remote desktop to a machine and from a machine. So we'll click next on that. Set the terms and conditions. Custom, there's our 33 gigs, and we'll just click next. One thing could have done is actually disable the NIC during the installation process. That way it's not trying to it's not gonna force me to create a Microsoft Online account to sign in, but I think there is another way to do it. If it does prompt us to, then I'll just go ahead and here, and this will be like pulling the plug pulling a physical network cable out of a physical machine, and then seeing if it gives us that option to do what it's called a limited setup, which allows you to create the local admin account on the machine, which is typically what I like to do. So we'll go ahead and let this roll here, and I'll come back when it's done. Alright, so it looks like it's about it's almost complete getting the installation files ready. So should kick off the features here. I'm checking for updates. Sweet. So that's great. And now it's going to restart. So let's let it reboot here and see where it takes us. Alright, there's our Hyper-V splash screen. It should be pulling in any device drivers that it needs. These are this is running on a R710 Dell Power Edge R710 host. It's got some SAS drives in it, not a lot, but pretty decent, and pretty decent speeds. So typically this should go a lot faster than a physical machine, depending on what kind of gear you're running. Might have to increase my storage in the near future. Right now I got about a little more than 2 terabytes. They are in a RAID array, so just for redundancy purposes, in case I lose, I think I can lose up to 2 drives. The way I have it set up, that prevents me from any data loss. And typically I like to be that fault tolerant in case something happens. I mean, this is a pretty old server, so just in case anything happens, I should be able to recover. Alright, so looks like it's completed the getting ready, and it's on its second reboot here. Alright, so now we've moved into just a moment. This is always a good sign, knowing that things are working properly when you get to this blue splash screen for just a moment. Typically, if something were to blue screen, it would have blue screened during those device drivers. Alright, cool. So we're going to choose United States because that's where we are. And for keyboard also, we'll skip any additional keyboard layouts. Alright, perfect. So Yeah, this is always a crazy thing. It's detecting that I am connected to a network, but I do not have internet access, which is weird because it is pulling from my management switch, which I'm not even gonna trip over because this is what I was looking for. I don't have internet, so great. And continue with limited setup. So now it should prompt me to create a local admin, and we'll do our typical local admin account, and we won't bother with setting a password right now. Typically you want to turn all this stuff off. Yeah, you could read through it and pick and choose what you want. I typically just turn it all off, but for just this tutorial I'll leave the defaults, accept. We can skip Cortana. Great. So it is preparing our desktop for us here. This shouldn't take too long. But yeah, on that management switch, typically if it is working properly, it will just try to force you to create a Microsoft Online account. For some reason, this one, even though I have a valid IP from my management switch, it still didn't detect the that I had a WAN connection. And I tried this out earlier on my on a previous build, and it looks like after I did my first reboot, once I got to my desktop and I did my first reboot, apparently that's when the network connection detected the WAN and was able to talk out to the internet. So I think it's there's probably just some device drivers that are still set to load, particularly the Ethernet or gigabit network controllers on here that it just needs to finalize installation. All right, cool. So we are at our desktop. We'll skip Edge for right now. So yeah, we have, let's go to our settings, system, about, and just to confirm, yep, we are on Windows 10 Pro 21H1. So and it looks like everything is up. Our network connection, like I said, is still not detected yet, which I probably need to do a reboot just to finalize it. But for the most part, everything, if we go to our device manager, it should see all the device drivers found. Perfect. Yeah, nothing's missing. And we have our network adapter. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to do a quick little tutorial video on installing 21H1, the latest version of Windows 10, on this virtual machine using Microsoft VirtualBox. All right. I'm sorry, Microsoft VirtualBox. Microsoft Hyper-V. All right. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Take care. Bye.